Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of Our World on Tuesday, July 14th, 2020. So what is it? Well, we still have over 3 million cases of the coronavirus in the U.S. About 136,000 people have passed away from this virus. And there's a push on the part of the Trump administration to reopen the schools. Um, Trump was in a press briefing or something, and a reporter asked uh, him about opening schools, said that an Arizona teacher just died. He was teaching summer school, and he didn't even acknowledge the fact that a teacher lost her life. He just said, with no emotion, schools have to be reopened. So this is the person who is supposedly leading our country. I don't think he's leading anything, but he's there. He's like a figurehead. So anyway, the school should not reopen until it's safe to do so. We should continue the online learning, virtual learning. Everyone stays home and stays safe. We have enough people out there who are called essential workers, like healthcare workers, grocery store workers, first responders, who are putting their lives on the line to provide everyone with their needs. So we have to continue to shelter in place. Don't go out unless you need to. I should go to the grocery store, say once a week, if you have to go to the doctor, if you have to go to the drugstore to pick up some drugs. We have to protect all vulnerable populations. This includes Native Americans, because living conditions on reservations are not good. And in some places, they don't even have running water. So, and the Native American populations have been hard hit by this virus, which is kind of history, because when the explorers and the colonists came over here, they wanted the land, and they gave Native Americans blankets infected with smallpox, which wiped out a lot of Native American uh, families. And so it continues, and even uh, after we had a country, the United States, there was a policy of taking Native American children away from their families and sending them to boarding school to learn like American ways. And then we know that during World War II, Japanese American families on the West Coast were put into what do you call it? Into like detention centers. They weren't in like prisons, but they were in areas designated just for them. Of course, the government was afraid of them collaborating with the Japanese. Japan was thousands of miles away from the U.S. They didn't lock up the German people on the East Coast. It's very strange. Anyway, and also we know in slavery they separated families, they sold family members. You didn't have any say about that. So anyway, now we are in a situation where we have horrible immigration policy. They say it's a way of deterring people from coming here to seek asylum. If you come here with your family, your kids can be taken away from you. And since 2018, thousands of kids have been separated from their families, and we don't even know if there are any records saying where these kids are now. There were times where records were kept, but then some official in the Trump administration had those records destroyed. So anyway, this is the government we're kind of living under now, with no regard for the lives and welfare of all these children. And we have all these family detention centers run by private companies, private prison companies, because the U.S. government contracts out to private prison companies the responsibility for incarcerating people who are seeking asylum, and they turn them into prisoners. And we have apparently about 3,000 asylum seekers who are in detention centers have tested positive for the virus, and our government is planning and has anyone who they want to deport, they will, even if they have the virus. So they, in effect, will be spreading the virus to whatever country they go back to. Very irresponsible, instead of treating these people, getting them well. But that's the government we live in under now, under Trump. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. We try. But luckily, we have a good media that is letting us know about all this stuff. Uh, so make sure once we get out of this situation, we have a new administration. Fingers crossed, we'll never get into this situation again. Some people kind of wonder, how did someone like Hitler or Mussolini or Franco come to power uh, prior to World War II, and Stalin in Russia. And we have it right here. We have Trump here. We have this guy Boris Johnson in England, who is very similar to Trump, who did not acknowledge the existence of the coronavirus until he got it. Then he says it does exist, and he's changed his tune. We have this guy in Brazil, the head of Brazil. We have the head of the Philippines, and then of course we have Putin in Russia. So these things happen if people don't pay attention, people don't demand their rights, and make sure everyone is treated fairly. And that's the way things should be done. So this, what we're living with now, is a very bad situation. We have a coronavirus that's spreading like wildfire. There's no national plan to control it, to test people, to get even personal protective equipment, hospital equipment like ventilators and respirators. There's no national plan. There's nothing. I remember the very beginning, earlier in this 2020, Trump said, "Oh, we have 15 cases. It's going to go down to 1, and it'll disappear." Well, we have over 3 million cases now, and we have about 136,000 people who have passed away from this virus. So it's wishful thinking that it's just going to disappear without some work on our part. But being a citizen in whatever country you live in, you have to take responsibility to make sure everyone is treated fairly and everybody has health care, place to live, food to eat, water. Water is very important. There are parts of this country where water is scarce, and it's in parts of the world where water is used as a weapon against people. Department of Water, now they'll behave. So anyway, that's the situation we have right now. So what I'd like to do is maybe we'll sing a little song. Hang on, I'll be right with you. Okay, I'm back now. One thing I neglected to mention is that a federal judge has ruled that children have to be released from these detention centers, but didn't say that the parents have to be released with the children. So who's going to take care of the children? They should stay together. Now, this brings back memories from history of, slave times here, where families were separated and sold. Parts of families were sold. And in during World War II, under Hitler, families were separated. So, anyway, that's something to think about. All right, I'm going to sing a little song now to wrap up. I'm going to sing Michael, Row the Boat Ashore. Michael, row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael, row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails, hallelujah. Sister, help to trim the sails, hallelujah. Jordan River is chilly and cold, hallelujah. Chills the body but not the soul, hallelujah. The river is deep and the river is wide, hallelujah. Milk and honey on the other side, hallelujah. Okay, everyone, that was Michael, Row the Boat Ashore. Hope you liked it. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in this evening and listening, and hope you'll be back again tomorrow evening. So this is Carolyn Speaks, The State of Her World, on Tuesday, July 14th, 2020. About to say goodnight. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. And we talked about immigration. We are a nation of immigrants. Everyone out there is either an immigrant or the descendant of an immigrant. So don't forget about the immigrants. That's the heritage of the country. Okay. Remember to be kind. Thank you. Good night, all. Good night.